Hi, my name is Naled Nkli and I'm a senior lecturer in the tax division.
Hi, my name is Fatima Moreng and I am a lecturer in the tax division.
Hi, my name is Vicente Margo. I'm a lecturer in the tax division.
Hi, my name is Miriam Mia and I am the course coordinator of this wonderful team.
Hi, my name is Tirerezo Muraudzi and I'm a senior lecturer in the tax division.
Hi, my name is Shaira Sakur. I'm a senior lecturer in the tax division and we are the Tax 3 team who are part of the Wits Margo Steele School of Accountancy.
Our team jointly won the Faculty Teaching Award for game-based learning, which we introduced recently into our tutorials. Basically, if I give you a little bit of background, our Tax 3 subject gets about 800 to 850 students each year. And the cohort is split into two groups. So firstly, students that are on the Bachelor of Accounting Science stream, which proceeds to the Chartered Accounting profession, and then other students that are on the Bachelor of Commerce or BCom stream, which then follow careers that essentially relate to general commerce, general accounting, taxation, and also just other different professional designations. When the students come in, there is generally a little bit of anxiety relating to just the vast amount of content that needs to be covered and also the skill of using their SICA legislation or handbook. And then also the skill of basically identifying how to interpret the legislation and getting comfortable with legal language or legalese. And, you know, in our lecture spaces or lecture context, we've got such vast numbers and very limited time. So what ends up happening is students can kind of get the bigger picture or just the general principles, but the softer skills and where the true learning happens is then saved for the chat room, which is the heart of our learning. And I think Patimo can also speak a little bit to some of the benefits of using that touch space more effectively.
Yeah, I think for us it was very important to make sure that we don't exclude our students. There's a lot of, bases where a lot of students use cell phones and media, and we wanted to get away from that. We wanted everybody to feel included and, like Miriam said, the safe learning environment. So we wanted to make sure that everyone is seen and heard. So all of the games that we have developed are no tech, intentionally so. We have games such as 30 seconds, which is something that our students really love. We have crossword puzzles, we have debates, we have so many different things. But for us, I think it was very important that we tie that back into the curriculum and why it matters. And if you look at the SICA framework, for example, it has a whole vast of soft skills that our students need to gain. But we wanted to make sure that they are able to gain this by not even feeling that they are, because we're having so much fun. You're learning, but you don't feel like you are actually, doing teamwork or critical thinking or evaluative judgment. So we're hoping that the students feel that they are, getting those skills. But yeah, we don't know. Yes.
We hope so. And we hope that it makes tax a safe learning space. So if we look at scholarly research, it is identified that game-based learning approaches actually help to create that magic circle, so a safe learning space where if you make an error, it's just part of the learning process. It essentially creates a space that is low stakes but high interaction, which is what we want to achieve. So we make it more encouraging and we really truly get to the heart of what it is that we're trying to convey or to relate to them. And, in terms of the team as well, so what's been quite beneficial is that the team has also grown. We have, I suppose, a set menu of activities or games that we've pre-planned, but it's not set in stone. So essentially what we'll do is every week we will have a TAT prep meeting and the full team, including our academic trainees, give us a little bit of feedback, tell us what the students are struggling with, where they need a little bit of extra attention. And then what we do is we tailor the games or the activities to their needs. What we've noticed the most is just how much fun the students have, like especially with the competitive games. Yeah. We were also given a budget for prizes, so that's wonderful. So sometimes the students will get Kit Kats or, something just to make it a little bit more exciting and more meaningful. And I think that looking forward, what we're trying to do as well is to make the process, I guess we evolve as we go along, but to also try and create some standardization. So, all the TAT rooms kind of, regardless of which tutor you go to, they're all giving you the same thing, the same value. So we're going to kind of create the workbook, see how we can improve it each year, share it with the rest of the school and with the faculty if they, they feel like it would be something that would benefit them as well. And that's kind of the thinking behind what we have implemented.
Yes, and we want to say thank you so much to the committee who voted for us, and thank you for the money. We will be using the money to try and advance our scholarly, to position, to try and make sure that we, as much as we are feeding into our students, we're also feeding into the bigger school and university policy or objectives. Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you.